Okay, so this is just an introduction to how to use the select function, select cases function on SPSS. Basically setting up a filter so you can take people out of any analysis that you want to run. What this is going to involve is creation of a filter statement. See an example in a second. A good filter statement is something which is true of all participants in the sample, is based on a numerical value. So the variable in SPSS has to be a numerical one. You can't use a string one. We'll see that in a second. All participants have to have valid scores for that particular variable. If those three things are true, then you've got yourself a good filter statement. Okay, so here we are in SPSS, and you can see that I've highlighted the subject variable. That's the one I'm going to use as a filter. One of the key things to observe if I look at the variable view is that it's a numerical type of filter. So can't have any of the rest of these ones. It's got to be numerical because we're going to create a mathematical expression to use as our filter. And we do that by choosing select cases here. If you don't see this icon, you can also get to it from data and go down to select cases. I kind of like the icons. So we go there. And here is where we create our filter statement. Okay, so remember, it's got to be something that's true about all participants based on a numerical variable with no missing data. Everybody's got to have a valid score. So we're going to say if condition is satisfied. This is going to be a condition which, if satisfied, people will then be included in whatever analysis we run. We click if, and we can use pretty much any of these variables that are in here. I'm going to use subject number. I've given everybody a number. I know they've all got valid numbers, and I know I didn't give anybody a 0, so I know everybody is greater than 0 on their subject number. So I'm going to say subject number greater than 0. If that condition is satisfied, they're selected into the analysis. And at the moment, that's true of everybody. So everybody will be selected in. You want to start with everybody in. It's usually the best way. Could have done anything. Could have done, age less than 100 or any of these other variables. Could have used, I happen to choose that one. So you click continue there, and that statement has now appeared here. And I just click OK to make that now active. And what that will do is decided down here. See, it says filter out unselected cases. So that's what it's going to do. Anybody that doesn't meet this condition statement will be selected out. I could choose copy selected cases into a new data set. So if I want to choose some of my sample to go into a new data set, I can click there. I can delete unselected cases. So anybody that doesn't satisfy this condition would therefore be removed from the data set. I don't want to do that. I want to just filter people out temporarily. So I'm going to go filter out unselected cases and click OK. If you look at the data view, we now have a new variable out the end here. It's called filter, and it's always got a $sign in there. And so that's my filter variable. At the moment, everybody's got a score of 1, which if I turn on my data labels, my value labels, 1 means selected. I can change them to be not selected. Notice that now puts a line through there. And if I turn the value labels off, there is 0. So when I've got the value labels off, I can just change them from a 1 to a 0, or a 0 to a 1. Making them 1 brings them in, making them 0 takes them out. So okay, so let's say I now save that data set with my filter in it, and then reopen it later on. So Okay, so here it is now opened, and my filter is still there out at the end of the data file. But notice that this participant here, we changed their score to a 0 to take them out, but there's no line across them over here because the filter starts out inactive when you reopen a data set. All you need to do is go back to where it said select cases, grab your filter variable, say use filter variable. You're telling SPSS you've already got one. Put it in there. Remember, it's got the filter and $sign in it so you can recognize the right one. Click OK. It is now reactivated, that filter. And now the line has gone through that person again. So if you save it with a filter variable in, close the data set, reopen it. Just remember it won't be active, but if you reactivate the filter, it'll just pick up where you left off last time. Okay, and that's how you use the select cases function in SPSS. Lets you filter out individuals. You can filter out a whole group of individuals if you write a condition statement that excludes a whole bunch of people. Comes in really handy, and I hope that helps you learn how to use it.